Hello and welcome to another edition of BuzzFeed Unsolved Postmortem, a show where we answer your most pressing questions about the most recent episode of BuzzFeed Unsolved, which was the shark arm case. All the questions we're answering today came from you guys via our BuzzFeed Unsolved Facebook page, our BuzzFeed Unsolved Instagram page, and as well on the video directly on Bun!
Also, stick around for the end of the episode. We've got a special announcement.
We do. It's a very special one.
Very special.
So special that we're both doing this.
We're doing this. I'll go first. We'll start over in Grahamtown, my favorite place. This is from Sanjana12. Question for Postmortem. Firstly, Ryan made 14 water puns by my count, and that's impressive. Second, I think Jimmy's reason for cutting an arm instead of just a hand is the tattoo. The tattoo on the probably made it easier to conclude that it was Jimmy who died. Also, Shane has a good Australian accent. Get out of here.
I think there's 15 puns, by the way. So maybe you want to check your math, Sanjana.
They're suggesting that the tattoo was left on so that it would be easily identifiable.
I mean, there's fingerprints on your hand.
That's true.
Also, just because he had that tattoo, I'm sure someone else could have the same tattoo.
How was fingerprint technology in the 30s? Good?
I think that's all they really had, right?
I don't know. We're not good at what we do.
This next question comes from YouTube from Harley Harris. Why wasn't the possibility of Bert Hobson being involved brought up? If it would have taken 24 hours for the arm to be digested, wouldn't it make sense if Bert himself fed the arm to the shark? Then he called the cops so they wouldn't suspect him of the murder. Why Jimmy Smith? I don't have enough info for that, but since he worked on the pleasure boat, maybe Hobson believed he was stealing patrons that could go to the aquarium instead? Let me do some of my own research and I'll get back to this.
Clearly, we've painted a pretty clear picture.
I think a shark is enough. I don't think Bert was thinking, yeah, we got the shark, but wouldn't it be freaking cool if the shark projectile vomited an arm into the audience?
If you're like me and you're paying to go see a shark in a tank and then it vomits an arm, then I'll throw some extra money at the guy. Like, here's a tip for that grand finale. It was very impressive. Also, don't go see sharks in tanks. It's sad. Take it back on over to Grahamtown. This is from Owen Hunt 7. Do you think the shark deserves justice? And then in parentheses, it does. Yeah. This poor shark essentially gets like a free meal. Someone's like, hey, yeah, here's served on a platter for you. I know sharks don't particularly like the taste of human meat.
No, they don't.
So it would be like someone giving you a really good looking burger. You eat it in one bite, and then as you're swallowing it, you're like, this tastes bad.
Imagine you went to a restaurant and you're like, bad meal. Instead of going home then and being like, I'm gonna rate this place
throw
1
you
star
up on
on Yelp.
the table and cut your tummy open?
Yeah.
That's a 0 star on Yelp. This is from Marco So-Called Art. How are the different parts of an episode made? Narration, animation, commentary, etc. Now this isn't very episode specific, but I thought it'd be fun to really invite
Let people in on the process.
Yeah, tell them how the sausage is made.
Narration's done by me. I just speak into a little microphone. The animation, we have a team with Gus Rosa, Anthony Frederick, and then Rick Weller. This episode was edited by Mike Riley. Our other editor is Stephen Castro. Garrett Werner came up with most of those puns.
He's a devilish man.
The commentary, done by yours truly here.
In a room, there's a lot of it, and most of it's bad.
And then we come back here and we talk about the stuff that you guys saw in this room.
We have great fans.
Anytime you have any waking thought, please send it his way.
My number is 756. Here is Allie McDreamy. Hey, Ghoul Boys. Question for Postmortem. If you guys could have a pleasure boat like the Holmes guy in the story, what would be on it? Keep up the good work, boys. Love ya.
What have you done? What have you done, Allie?
Probably like a hot tub, but full of popcorn.
Okay. Oh, that's good. I thought this was gonna go in a very different direction.
Look, pleasure boat doesn't have to be like smutty. It doesn't have to be gross.
You certainly had an air about you when you were talking about it that would suggest otherwise.
No, it's just all about pleasure and whatever brings you pleasure. And that can be anything.
I'm gonna go to YouTube for Shayana Y. On the theory that Smith is still alive, in contradiction to Ryan, I think that cutting off that much arm was necessary because even though he could have gotten away with just hand because of the fingerprints, if he wants to live under the radar, having a conspicuous tattoo wouldn't help. So having the tattoo on the severed arm would not only help identify the arm, but help in hiding Smith's identity. Just my thoughts on the matter.
You can get a tattoo removed though, huh? Or you could wear a sleeve.
You're gonna wear long sleeve shirts every day?
I really hope it never gets to the point where we have to make this choice.
Why would we ever have to choose whether or not we're gonna lose an arm or a hand?
I don't think we have any control over what happens in our lives. Maybe we'll have to lop an arm off at some point. We don't know. We don't know. We're all just hurtling through this inky black on this blue marble.
Well, that was nihilism with Shane. Let's move on to the next question.
This is from Spam and Jim. For Postmortem, Ryan, would you be more intimidated if a bear spit up an arm in a zoo as opposed to the shark? Also, ghosts aren't real. I love it when people throw that in. It's very sweet.
If the question was, would you be more intimidated by A, a shark, or B, a bear, no matter what the dressings are, it's always going to be the bear.
One thing of note is that a bear probably can't swallow an armhole.
Well, a bear probably wouldn't need to swallow, just rip the arm off with its bare hands.
Yeah.
Allison Elizabeth from Facebook says, BuzzFeed Unsolved for Postmortem. Did anyone ever look for the supposed chest that may have contained the rest of Jimmy's body? Also, what came of the inquest into Holmes' wife's suspicious death right before she was going to speak about what she knew? I'm going to assume that they searched heavily for that.
They probably
that
looked
chest.
around.
But it is, in the ocean.
More unexplored than the moon itself.
Patrick Brady was the last remaining person out of this fray. As you know, Holmes was supposed to testify, got shot. And then years later, his wife dies in a fire.
Yeah.
So it just seems like people who have connections and
Tying up their loose ends.
tying up the loose ends, essentially.
I mean, if they were tying off their loose ends, then, good job. You nailed it.
This one is from YouTube. This is from Macy Staples, which is
A cool
a
name.
great name. You should do music or something.
You should be a pop star.
Or like a poet. For the Postmortem, I am an Australian, and that accent hurt my soul. Also, it's not Coogee, it's Kudgee. Love you both, and I'm so excited for this season. So we both got a little dig at us.
I saw a lot of people saying they loved the accent. Wow. They said it felt right to their ear.
Well, that is how you take criticism in a non-graceful way. This comes from Jonathan Yabara. Don't know if I said that right, probably not. Australian Shane versus Ricky Goldsworth. Who wins?
I want to say that my Australian accent is heavily informed by Wolf Creek.
That is a scary movie.
Certainly the man in Wolf Creek is not a very friendly person.
No, he's not. But neither is Ricky Goldsworth.
Neither is Ricky Goldsworth.
We don't even know what he's done.
I ain't gonna say that face again.
Can you speak up? I can't understand what you're saying.
You don't want me to speak up.
What was that? Speak up.
Coconut blood.
Next episode is going to have hopefully not too many mispronunciations, though it is based in the country of Iceland, which, if you don't know, those names are...
They're challenging.
They are very challenging.
To American tongues, I think.
And I would consider my tongue very American.
Yes.
I Skyped with somebody from Iceland to have them walk me through the pronunciations. That's how much effort I put in. Did it show? Probably not. It's framed in a way that we haven't covered on this show before.
Yes, it's a peculiar one. And now it's time for that special announcement I was talking about.
It's not really a cheerful thing. It's a cheerful thing in that it's
For you,
but the subject matter is quite spooky.
It's sad.
We're going to be covering the very fabled legend of La Llorona.
Tomorrow.
We go out, we look for her, we try to, put her in a bag.
We bring our friend Curly along.
Curly Velasquez from Pedal Like is coming out. He came along with us, and it's
nice to do a little ghoul hunting in the middle of all this true crime.
And it's also something that I grew up with. I was told this legend as I was a child. It made me into the skittish man that I am today.
So look forward to that.
That does it for this episode of BuzzFeed Unsolved Postmortem. Make sure you watch the episode this Friday and send in your questions to the BuzzFeed Unsolved Facebook account, the Instagram account, or comment directly on the video on
Bun.
And maybe next time you'll be in the Postmortem. You stole my line. Don't do that again. You watch it.
Oh, I'll watch it all right.